Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Stay focused on your targeted demographic. Now, I got to give a shout out to K Business Podcast. K Business Podcast. He had something on his community page, and I'm going to share a link to it in the description box. It said, when Lamborghini said, "We don't do commercials because our target audience isn't sitting around watching TV." That hit me like a ton of bricks. And I had to agree with it. I had to agree with that because I had thought about that thinking about Rolls Royce. You notice you never see a Rolls Royce commercial because they quite frankly know the average person isn't buying their car. They focus on their demographic. And I was thinking about years ago, a few decades ago, we had a Versace store in Chevy Chase, Maryland. And I would walk past there because I had access to a gym that was right in the building next to it. And every single time I would walk past there, no one would be in there. It would just be the manager and a couple salespeople. They'd just be sitting around either talking or just looking out into the courtyard or something. But someone who was seen more action there said, yeah, they might get 5 people a day, 5 to 10 people a day. But those people would spend several $1,000s to the point someone would go get the person lunch. And it wasn't advertised. They didn't have window shoppers in there, but it was just someplace for expensive stuff. Look, one of the things is when you in business, think about your demographic. And that's just in general. Now, this is not saying that you have some luxury item, you only dealing with a rich demographic. You could be dealing with everyday people. You still think about who you selling to, how you marketing to those people. Because I'll use myself for an example. Now, I've had continuous people saying, "Rom, you should have 1 million subs. You should have 1 million subs." If I ever get to 1 million subs, I'll be surprised. Because I seriously doubt any of my videos will go viral. And I seriously doubt I would get to that level. Now, people would say, well, yeah, you could talk about this or that. I say, no, I focus on a specific demographics. My general demographics are men who want to improve themselves, whether it's physically, when I talk about body game, business, or just overall in life, motivational type of stuff. It'd be great if I get 1 million people, but they're going to have to be 1 million people part of my demographic. My demographic doesn't apply to everybody. My demographic simply doesn't apply to most people. But am I concerned? No. I'm making money with my demographic. And, looking for ways to even expand that demographic or expand the people I'm reaching. But the reality is I'm dealing with the demographic population. You have to excuse me, that really might be 1 out of 10 out of every man out here. Might be. I'm not even sure. Because that's just the reality. It'd be great if some guys who totally need help, would follow my stuff. Oh, it'd be great. But the reality is that's not the case. You only have a small percentage of men who truly want to improve on any level. And that's cool. Because here's the funny thing with that demographic. In a time of financial instability, a very strong possibility of an official recession. Many people say we're in a recession anyway. Many people don't have the money. One thing, my demographic tends to have extra income. Think about it, because I really make my money not on YouTube, but with my subscription sites. And, I just need enough people there and I'm good to go. I am good to go. But that's my demographic because this is just an aside. It's actually smart if you have a business or a service that applies to people who are in the top 10% of income and, income, lifestyle, education, all of that. It's a great demographic. Now, this is not saying you have to have that. But it's kind of where I try to focus. And that's only because that's where I'm at. So, and I'll get more into where I'm at over on my Deep Thought channel. I have a video over there today. Do you know your frequency? So I get into that. But when you stay when you stay focused on your targeted demographic, you know what they want. You know what they need. You know what services or in products, because that's the thing. You know it. You stay on top of it, because that's an important thing. If you're in business, you have to know who your customers are, what their needs are, how their needs might change, what you can do to fulfill their needs. And then you can make money. And you don't need like thousands or millions. Many people can make a whole lot of money, depending on their product, off a few hundred people a month. But you just have to know who you're dealing with. Any changes. I mean, because understand the key to really having a business is knowing what community that you're serving. You know, if you making like barbecue ribs and you making rib dinners and all of that, but you live in a community that's overwhelmingly vegan, that's not going to work. But you can still, even if you in that community, you would have to figure out, okay, how can I reach people who want to eat some ribs? So you might have to say, okay, how can I reach my demographic? What can I do? And just real quick, let me give you a real quick thing. Hit some barbecue festivals or something if that's what you do. But that's part of figuring it out. You got to figure out, okay, where the people who are going to buy your products are. In a few weeks, I'm going to be going to a natural hair expo. You're going to have some people there selling some stuff that probably you can't find in like regular pharmacies and stuff or regular grocery stores. But they're going where their demographic is going to be. Always understand that. See, if you want to say you're going to get into business, you got to think, okay, who am I getting into business with? And can this community sustain my business? That's a very important. But you got to stay focused. The Lamborghini, they're not going to waste money on commercials and stuff. But I'm willing to bet if I check deeper, they have a way of reaching the people who are likely to buy their stuff. They have something. They're doing something. You still got to market it. You still got to do something. They'll figure out a way, though. I might check into that. Now, if someone knows for sure what they're doing, let me know. But let's just say you don't tell me the last time you seen a Lamborghini commercial or a Rolls Royce commercial or any of those high-end cars. Tell me the last time. Shoot, tell me where you saw it too. But that's the whole point. So learn the lesson there. And check out K Business Podcast. He has some great business information. And just to be clear, we're not in competition. Because I know somebody say, ain't that a competition? No, everybody eats with me. Everybody eats. So anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.